I wake up and count my blessings. No more worries, no more stressing. With every loss there comes a lesson. Lord, all I'm asking is protection. I wake up and count my blessings.
Greetings, massive. Translation, hello everyone, and welcome to Conversations with me, a random nobody. Today's conversation, as you can tell by the title, is going to be centered around friendship. And to join me for this conversation, I have two special guests with me whom I've recently met through the podcasting world. I have with me today the host of The Unfiltered by Jade, Miss Jade herself, and I have with me the host of various logs from the past, Mr. Richie Rambo. Now, I came into contact with them, as I said, through the podcasting world, and you'll hear more about that in our conversation today. Before I let you in on our conversation, I did just want to thank you guys again for always tuning in. I'm asking that you please make sure that you're actually subscribed to the podcast on your preferred listening platform. If you're listening via Apple Podcasts, please hit the subscribe button and also leave me a review, preferably 5 stars, but if you want to be honest, feel free to do so. Without further ado, guys, here's my conversation with Richie and Jade. What about your friends? Do you guys feel like that? Do you guys have friends like that where it's like you're friends, but we haven't talked in 6 months and it's okay?
No, we can't do the 6 months thing, but
What?
I hold on. I do. No, let me tell you. I don't even know how to describe it. So you have 2 or 3 persons that I talk to regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not conversations, because some of them we don't be on the phone talking or texting to each other. So we'll send stuff on Instagram. Oh, look at this and laugh. That's what we'll do, really. But to have conversations, no. I'm very close. I have 2 very, very close friends. They're my 2 best friends. And even if we don't talk every day, we're sending something on Instagram from their dream or oh, look at that, or whatever, we're laughing and we're moving on. But if it is that we have like call each other and have serious conversations, it's probably like 3 months.
Okay.
3 months, 4
yeah.
months.
And that's okay, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's the same with me. Like, I've got friends where it's either no contact for like 4 to 6 months, or it's kind of what Jade was saying there, where you just like a picture of theirs, for example, or something like that. And then when the time comes, when you do speak or you do meet up or whatever, it's like, it's nothing. Like, it's just literally like, I spoke to you yesterday.
Yes.
You know?
And I love that because
definitely
in life, shit changes, right?
Yep.
So where I was 2 years ago, maybe I could hang out with my friends more often. We can go out every Saturday, every Friday, right? But now, 2 years later, I'm in a different space. I'm divorced. My kids are older, you know. COVID. You know what I mean? Exactly. So it's like things change, people's life situations change.
Yep.
So as a friend, instead of taking offense to it, you know, you have to adapt to that and and just trust that your relationship will continue.
It's secure.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the truth is, even with my 2 best friends, we don't even go out often. We don't.
Yeah.
They will go out and whatever. I don't go with them. Why? Because they're like the party and whatever. I'm not into the party. So, and I'm very introverted. I don't like crowd. Once I'm out, I'm looking at my time because by half an hour or an hour, I'm ready to go home. So they don't like going out with me at all. So we don't even go out. So most of our time is if we stop by or stopping by to come pick up food, you cook food for me because out of the blue, I cook food for you. All right, I'll stop by to collect it. And that will be our meetup where we stop and talk. That's it.
That's similar with me. Like, I'm definitely a clock watcher when I go out. Even when I go to my mum's. Like, I'm like, right, I've been here for like 2 minutes.
It's time.
So that's a 50% introverted side of you, right, Richie?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go. Exactly, because I'll go. I don't mind going to these places and parties or whatever. I don't mind going. But I just can't stay there for too long. And I'm fine being there. I don't get uncomfortable or anything, but I'm just like, right, I've shown my face, basically. I've shown my face. I'm happily, I can happily go now The only place I like being for a long period of time is my house.
Mhm.
That's it. Like
Mhm.
anything outside of that, I'm not. I'm just I'm just like, look, I've been here for half an hour, an hour. It's time. It's just time for me to go. It's time for me to go.
So for me, it's like, okay, I will go as well, but then I'm going to be there and I'm probably not going to get involved in the conversation, not because I don't want to, but I just rather sit and watch people.
The funny thing is, all right, so if anybody hearing this conversation, like, I know they would tell you Gloria is not an introvert. Because, no, it's true. Because, all right, people know me because I do concerts. So I work backstage. I get things ready. I do videos. I do whatever it is. I have to work with people, and I work with lots of people. What people don't know is before I start working, I have to prep myself. I have to prep myself. I say, okay, you're going to be dealing with a lot of people today. Breathe. And what I have to do, sometimes I work on adrenaline. So after now that has worn off, and the people keep coming or whatever, I have to sometimes take a break, because I used to have a bar, or a club. I used to have a club, and when it is that it gets overwhelming, I go backstage and I refresh for about 10, 15 minutes, and then I come back. So I have to do that and breathe. I have to breathe and get it off, and then come back, because I start getting anxiety in the place.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how do you get on
that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how you get on with crowds. How do you get on?
I just So even I do emceeing sometimes.
Even now?
Yeah, well, I do.
I mean, not because
sometimes.
of COVID, but
no, before COVID.
Oh, okay.
So I'll do emceeing, and the last event, the person who I had emceeing just said, "Oh, we needed to introduce Lieutenant Stitchy and whatever," and I'm like,
"What, Lieutenant Stitchy? Young girl, wear your side."
Hold on.
Please,
so
please,
the problem, I don't have a problem doing it. I know him, so it's my friend, so I can introduce him. But my thing is, I'm going in front of this one bag of people to do it.
Yeah.
So I know I was nervous. I started sweating everywhere. And I just went up and said, you know what? Let me just do it. Just bite the bullet and go. And I just went and took the mic, worked on adrenaline. And when I came off, I was shaking like a leaf. But I do what I have to do to get the job done. And then afterwards, I move on. It's
okay.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to stay on this introverted topic just for a little bit more, because the other day, my sister called me, right? And as an like for me, I hate talking on the phone. Like, it bothered, like, if someone calls me on the phone, I'm like gritting my teeth, because it just feels awkward talking on the phone. It's just weird, right? So I'm getting ready for work one morning. I work from home, so I'm really just sitting at the table, and my and my phone rings, and it's FaceTime, and I look, and it's my sister,
FaceTime,
and I'm like, it's 10 a.m. Like, something must be wrong for her to be FaceTiming me, right? So I answer the phone, and I'm like, hello? And she's like, oh, hey, hi. I'm like, hey, what's up? Like, why are you FaceTiming me? Like, I don't do this, right? So she's like, oh, I was just calling to say hi. What? You could have texted me that. Right? That could have been a text message, because now, like, I really felt violated, guys. Like, I really felt violated. Like, why are you See, like, and I don't think y'all, like, I don't know if Richie understand me. Like, I'm feeling mad judge right now.
No. No, let me tell you, I understand it, but I will do the FaceTime and thing with my siblings. With my sisters and my brother.
I was caught off guard. It was no reason.
Even if they FaceTime, that we're very close, so it doesn't really matter to me if they FaceTime. And no, what gets to me, if it's one of my friends, I just see a phone call and FaceTime, I'll get mad. I don't like people calling, and I don't like people just deciding to FaceTime me.
Like, I felt so violated, right? And I'm like, why are you like, I really asked her, because I didn't understand. And she was like, oh, I just wanted to say hi. I'm like, hi, now what? It's like,
but you know what though, things like that, people could have had a dream about you last night, and just want to pick up the phone to make sure you're all right.
That's
stuff like
true.
that. But they never
That's
say it. They
true.
would never say it, as in they never say how they
Right.
dream about you. They'll just be like,
Right.
"Hey, how you doing? Just checking if you're all right," kind of thing. And yeah,
I'm gonna say I have a dream about you. What is wrong with it? I told somebody that today.
yeah,
I said I have a dream about you, but I'm not calling her. I sent her a message.
A message. That's
Yeah, but some-
respectful.
respectful. So phone calls are what? What phone calls?
Disrespectful.
Hold on, because let me tell you, because Richie don't mind calling.
I don't mind.
Nah,
Yeah.
He
man.
doesn't
I don't mind. I don't mind. But I'm either or. I don't mind, to be honest with you, whether it's a call or you know what it is. I think it just depends on who it is. That's probably what it is, to be honest with you.
I don't think it depends who it is for me.
Yeah.
Every
I
time.
can tell.
It's fine.
It's just
Anybody
like,
else?
why?
No.
Why didn't you just text me this?
Just
And I
text
felt
her.
bad because my sister's like, what? And I'm like, why would you
What
not?
do you want?
Right. You have to what's the word? Warn me or something. Like text me and say, I'm about to FaceTime you. Right. And so I was talking to a friend, well, someone that I recently met, and we were talking about something and they didn't know what I meant. And it was like common knowledge. Everyone knows this. And I'm like, what? I'm about to call you. So I called them and they were like, I don't really talk on the phone like that. And I was like, I was like, I get you. I totally understand. Right.
So hold on. So what happens when you meet somebody then? How are you when you're interacting with people face to face?
Face to face is still like, I'll look okay, but in my head, I'm like, you sound so stupid. What are you saying? Da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? It's so much else going on inside my
you
head.
have the problem. You have the problem.
I do, but at the same time, you gotta respect that. Like, don't be calling me like
Like a while ago. Hold on.
I know. I'm about to get. I know. All right, go
What
ahead,
did you
Jay.
do
Go
a while ago?
ahead, Jay. I don't know.
What
I
did
can't.
you do a while ago?
You breaking up, but I
Because-
can't hear you. You breaking up. I can't hear you.
Hold on.
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear. And then all after you did it, you said, "Oh, I don't look good. I'm gonna switch the phone." You're the one that called.
I know. I know. I'm so hypocritical.
Yeah, wow.
It's not hypocritical enough. It's not being hypocritical.
Speaking about that, being a hypocrite.
Lord God.
No, do you consider yourself, both of you guys, as a good friend? Do you consider? Okay, you answer too fast. You're not even thinking about that.
I do.
You know what? I'm gonna quickly go on this, right? So with me, yeah, I don't tell you what you want to hear.
Okay.
I'm more about telling you what it is. Yeah. So, so if you just had, let's say you two, let's just say, or one of you or whatever, had an argument with your other half, if you had an other half, Trisha, hint, hint. If you had an other half,
you see it?
I
hate y'all.
But if you did, yeah, and you said like, I had an argument because he told me my feet look big. Yeah, and you're looking for someone to say, yeah, he shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said that. I'll be the person saying, no, how stupid are you? Like, how can you be having an argument? No, you kicked him out. Let's say you kicked him out. I'll be like, why would you kick him out for that? Like, that's just silly. Like, so I'm not the friend to basically say, yeah, you know what, you're right. You should have kicked him out. I'm not that person. I'm more the person to just say what it is. I don't really mix my words too tough about that. I just say. Because at the end of the day, when you're friends with somebody, you're not trying to hurt them, really, are you? You want the best for them.
Yeah.
So even though sometimes it may come across harsh what you're saying or what it is, ultimately you want the best for your friend. Right. So they should know that.
I don't think. Well, in terms of like having new friends, if you're like that with new friends, I don't know if they'll get it, because when Trisha and I started talking on our date, and
our date.
Yes, we were talking about something. I don't remember what we were talking about. And she was like, "Oh," she had made a response, and I was like, I don't mean it in any particular way." So I had to
make sure.
I think we were talking about like the veganism or something. Like,
no,
the way...
it's not the veganism. We were talking about something with man.
Okay.
And I said something, and she was like, "Oh, what do you mean, whatever, and I had to explain myself. And I'm saying, okay, if it is that she had known me a long time, I probably wouldn't have had to explain myself to her.
I get that.
But I didn't want her to feel offended by what I said. So I had to quickly, no. That's not what I mean. This is it. But I'm like you, Richie, in terms of that with my girlfriends. And I think it's because they know that I am going to tell them exactly how I feel about the situation, whatever it is. So my friends are not afraid to come to me to say, hey, what do you think about this? Because sometimes I can be blunt. As I say, I can be very blunt, and they understand. So sometimes we have been in toss and told about it when they're like, oh, you could have said it better. And I was like, okay, I apologize if it is that I've said it away and you took it offensive. But this is what I'm trying to say. And you know already that I don't mean you any harm by what I say. Yeah. So, I mean, my friends get that. Other people don't get it. But the funny thing is, I attract so many people because of my bluntness.
That is so. I was just about to talk about who we attract. And for me, I am not like you guys at all. I am not blunt. I think like as I've gotten older, I've gotten a little bit more direct, but I'm not that friend who's gonna be like, nah, girl, you know, you
dump
shouldn't
him, leave him.
Yeah, dump him.
Or you tell me that. You wouldn't tell me that.
See, that's just not who I am, right? But all of my friends, like a lot of my good friends, are the total opposite of me, that tell it like it is and don't care what nobody thinks and are just strong, assertive people. And I sit sometimes and I think about my circle and I'm like, I wonder how come I'm attracting that. Like, I love them and I appreciate them because I need that in my life. I need people to be like, no, Trisha, this, or give me that look like, girl, you better chill out, you know, because I'm not that type of person for myself. So maybe that's why. And then maybe they also need that balance from me, you know?
Well, I was going to say, and this may sound crazy. You think that they think that I can help you with whatever? With confidence, for example, or whatever it is. You think you think that they're thinking I can help you,
kind of like a mentor type relationship.
Kind of, I guess, but obviously more friend than mentor.
Yeah.
But that kind of thing.
That is a good question, and I'm not sure. And I'm only saying I'm not sure because when I bring up certain things to them, they'll look at me and be like, Trisha, no, that's not, you know. Okay, so for me, right? I asked you guys, do you think you're a good friend? For me, I don't know if I'm a good friend or not, right? And because sometimes like the circle of friends that I have, I look at them and I'm like, oh my God, they are so amazing. They're this, they're that. They're always there for me, blah, 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 right? And then I'm like, why do they want to be friends with me? Like, I'm not even worthy of their friendship. Right.
Yeah, but you probably don't realize that you're doing the same with them. As in, they think you're amazing. They think that you're a good friend. They think
exactly. And so that's something that I tend to struggle with because sometimes they're like, well, Trisha, how come you haven't called me? Or how come you? And to me, I'm like, I'm not that important. So I'm sure you didn't miss me not calling you. But when they say it, it's like, oh, they really do like me, right? And
it's like me.
It's weird. It's so weird
the other day, Richie, I needed help with something, and she was the only person that came to me. I'm gonna tell her somebody need to talk to her. It was urgent, and she called, and she I don't know what she's talking about, not being assertive or whatever, because she gave it to me on the phone and put me into my place, and I was good again. So I don't know what she's talking about.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, the way people see me, I don't see myself that way. And so I feel like that I'm not as good of a friend as they are to me.
Yeah. Trisha, I mean, Jade, I should say. Jade.
Oh.
She don't know what she's talking about. It's fine.
Yeah,
she don't know what she's talking
about.
Y'all can't tell me how to feel. I'm letting you know how I feel. Like, y'all can't do that to me on my own podcast.
Well, we just did it a while ago. I don't have a clue what you're saying. We're just listening to
I know, but that's horrible. That's like that self-doubt, right? Self-sabotage or whatever.
And I keep on telling it to stop doing it.
Yeah. So, but that can also play a part in, like, how does that intertwine into friendships? people have to
know.
understand me, right? Or,
I
you
guess.
know,
Well,
be
I
like,
know.
you guys.
Both though, both
Uh-huh.
ways, isn't it? Yeah, both ways. Like I might say some things that you might find offensive, but I'm just joking, for example.
Right.
And so it's kind of just getting to know the person. That's all it is, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's just getting to know them.
And that's what brings us into our next point. Like, if you all three of us recently met, right? So
What?
so I'm learning you guys are learning me.
Uh-huh.
So, and as the relationship continues, we'll become more comfortable with each other, blah, 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 blah. However, in my older age, I'm not out there trying to recruit new friends,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, if it happens,
Yes.
So how do you guys feel about it? Like, I'm 39. I don't know how old you guys are, but how do you feel about making friends like now in life?
I had said I don't want no more new friend, for God's sake.
Mhm.
Let me tell you, I think I had reached that conclusion because growing up, I was around a lot of persons who say we are friends, like a whole heap of people. I don't know why. As I think I told Trisha before, at my wedding, my first wedding, I had over 300 persons there, and it's about 10 or 15 persons that were from my ex. The rest were mine.
Majority yours.
Only God knows where, and I think it's because of the area that I am in, entertainment. And people generally gravitate to me for some strange reason. They gravitate to me, and I have been over the years trying to weed off, because some people are just there holding you back. Some people are just there to hold on and put weight on you. And I was like,
to take from you.
And to take from you, parasitic relationships. And I'm like, no, I don't want that anymore. So I had said, I don't, there's not a lot of persons who I have, or I say, are my friends. I have associates, but not friends. So even this year I was like, the friend thing not going to work. I just talk with people. It's true. I just talk with people, and whoever is there, I'll deal with the friends I have and call it a day. But then, I buck up on you two. I think
exactly.
You two are probably the only two persons that I talk to more than anybody else on a podcast platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
And know that I have moved to a new state recently. I know sometimes my sisters are like, you need friends, and I'm like, nah, I don't need no friend.
I'm good.
I'm good. So if there's anything I need to bounce off, I know that both of you are there,
Right.
And as Trisha said, it was something that we're building and we're getting to know each other.
First of all, age-wise, I'm similar to age to you.
Okay.
So I'm 41.
Okay.
So I will need 2 years difference.
Yeah.
My maths is not great. But yeah, in regards to new friends, so I found, first of all, I don't mind having new friends. I don't mind. I just don't go out there to get them. And I'm not interested in getting them as such. If they come, then they come, then that's great. Yeah. So I'm at the age where I can still learn stuff myself, right? I'm not at the age where I'm saying, right, I know everything basically, or you can't teach me nothing.
Right.
I'm always learning. Yeah. And I find that people who I've been friends with more recently, it's because I could probably learn something from them, or I like what they're doing. Right? Just it could just be as simple as that. I like what you're doing. It could be your work. It could be even podcasting. It could be whatever it is. I like what you're doing. Right? And you're not a waste man.
Yeah.
You're not a person who's just. And I'll make this male dominated here, but you're not a person who's just got like 10 baby mothers, for example, and you're not looking after none of your kids. None of that kind of stuff. Like you got things going on, kind of thing. So those kind of people I like, because I like that you got things going on.
Yeah.
So that's fine. And then obviously you two. So let me speak about you two quickly. I'm only going to give you like 7 seconds of this whole. Here. No, I'm just joking.
You see what I'm saying?
No, but then similar, like we literally met through, I think
it was Facebook
group. Yeah. And then obviously we just spoke from there. And then obviously Jade mentioned, we should do a quick thing or whatever on the podcast. I was like, good idea. And we are obviously definitely getting to know each other, I think. And I've got ideas, which I'll run by at some point in the future. But I've got ideas which I think would be good for us to do.
Well, London. We are
Eh?
going to London. We are
We don't want you in London. We don't want you in London.
Richie's so mean.
But yeah, there's I really enjoy it. I really enjoy this is what we do here. I really enjoy. It's just good, like when you can meet people who you can get along with. Yes, there's the getting to know each other period.
Right.
Yeah, but it's fine. Like you just do what you're doing it, and just it's fine.
It's very organic. And even with us three, it's not like, okay, you know, what's your favorite color? It's just like, yo, how do I get this link to show up on my show notes? How do I, you know, post in it? Yeah. It's just, you know what I mean? We're not trying to be friends. It's just, it's what it is.
Exactly. It just happened. Yeah. Exactly.
And, you know, I think that's cool.
Yeah. Same here. I've got a question for both of you. Now that you're older, right, and you've obviously had friends from when you're younger, yeah. Actually, I've got a number of questions, but this is one of them, right? So you had friends when you were younger, right? would you tolerate having friends today? Like, if you found a new friend today, for example, would you tolerate this shit that the friendship is based off when you was younger with your friends? Would you still? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you see what I mean, would you tolerate new friends on old friends' behaviors, if that makes sense?
No, because as you live, you learn and you do better, I think. What do you think, Jade?
I'm not doing it. I'm tired of it. I'm getting too old. I have gray hairs. You're not coming to give no more gray hairs. No, it's all right.
Yeah, that's true. Did you have any more questions, sir? Because this is apparent. Go ahead.
I did. When do you think is the fine? But what's the line between letting your friend go and helping them get better? What's the line? So, for example, if let's just say you have a friend, and this is just a random example, you have a friend who likes to always fight every time you go out because they've got some sort of anger issues. Let's just say, right? And but they're your good friend though. But you know, what's the point of you saying, right, you know what, this is just a joke thing. Like, I can't be your friend no more because this is just keep going on. Or the point of where you say, look, let's calm this down. Like, you know, when I guess is the point of helping versus I have to let you go.
There is a friend. Well, she was a friend, and you know, it's so funny, you know, that she was in a relationship and the man was beating her, and if she's on the computer with me texting, because she never have no phone because he mash up her phone, and she was on the computer, she'll be texting, and as him come, she just pull out the card. So she don't even turn off a computer, you know, pull it out so he doesn't know that she's on the computer or whatever. After a while, I just couldn't be friends with her because I can't be talking to you and you hide because you don't know if I'm coming and you can talk to me and he's going to want to know what you spoke to me about and he's going to want to...
If you're in a situation, like if you're in an abusive relationship or in a relationship where someone's not treating you right, or if you're drinking too much, you're using drugs, you're staying up too late, you're doing whatever, and it's not good for you, and a friend is telling you, you know, you should look into this behavior, you should try to stop doing XYZ, is it being a friend to continue to tell that person the same thing over and over? Like, when is enough?
Because I am still here today because of it. I used to take sedatives. I used to be on all sorts of stuff. There's a lot about me that my friends have tolerated. When I'm taking pills to sleep, when I'm taking pills to commit suicide, and they were there, and they have spoken over and over and over again, over and over till them tired. So they're still here.
So what I'm getting,
and I have stopped taking these things. I'm no longer taking the sedatives. I'm not. So they rode that wave with me for years.
That's good. So what I'm getting from that is sometimes these behaviors could be a cry out for something else.
Yes.
Yep.
Huh. What do you thinking, Richie? Because you brought this up. That's a good question.
Yeah, I've had people who and it's less serious, I guess, in a sense of, for example, I've had female friends who go out with guys, but then they only look for guys who has a certain amount of money, for example, or a certain job or something like that, and the relationships fail because, like it or not, those guys with the money and stuff are not looking for that girl. They're looking for a different type of girls. So it's, and I've had girls constantly go through men, because of that, because they may have something that a guy may like, for example, a big bum, let's just say, for example, and they will find a guy with Bentleys, let's just say, and they will find them, date them, whatever, and then next week the guy's moved on, and they're wondering why. Why has he moved on? Why didn't he love me? And it just continues, and you just keep saying, right, look, I think they're probably using you, for example. I think they're probably using you. You look good or whatever, and I think they just want to just have fun with you for that night or for the week. And they're like, no, that's not the case. It's not the case. And it's always the same. It's always the same. So I've had a friend like that, and it went on for years. And we don't really speak anymore, to be honest with you. We don't.
Because of that?
It's kind of because of that. And it's just something, like you said, enough is enough sometimes. It's like, I can't bother to, because every time it's almost like, you know what it is? I think it's when it takes over your friendship. For the conversation, like every single time you speak, it's about that same thing.
Yeah.
When it takes over your relationship from that point of view, it's like, what when was the last time you asked them, how am I doing, for example? You know what I'm saying? When it's like, it's just a bit different from that point of view. And I do have patience for people. I do. I'm not a person to just say, right, I've told you 10 times, so fuck off, basically. I'm not that kind of person. It's more like, it takes a little bit longer than that. I do have more patience than that. But it's a tricky one. It is tricky. And I guess it does depend. It's a case-by-case basis, isn't it?
To the end. So what do you think about his situation?
Well, in my situation, I'm talking about they see an issue that I'm having.
No, right.
Obviously,
no, I mean,
it's because of hold on now, because obviously, if you're taking sedatives and you're depressed, there's an issue. Right. Those persons, his friends who were going out there looking for this certain type of guys, because they want guys and money and they keep on getting dumped.
Yeah.
At a point again, stop talking to them, Tina, because there's nothing else you can say. Because there are just some women who want men with money because that's what they want or whatever. Versus a situation of someone is in an issue, like a drinking problem. Or
it's more serious.
It's more serious.
But to play devil's advocate, how do we know that she didn't also have an underlying issue? Like,
true.
No, she already does, because she has self-esteem issues. That's her issue.
Right. So then
that could be serious, or is serious, right? I guess
it is a serious issue. So you can either choose. You're probably not close with her, but you remind her. And funny. Richie, it may. I don't know how you would do it as a married man, because you can't help to build up her self-esteem, because then you have to tell her, no, you're beautiful, you don't need to do this, no, you're the whatever, and that probably don't play out right for married men to be doing that with their friends.
And you can't even with your partners, you can't even say, look, this is why I'm doing it. They're like,
no, because that ain't your business, honey. That is not your problem. Yeah. Oh, I've heard that story before.
Exactly. I really don't know how you could have helped it. I don't think you really could have helped that issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's case by case, right? It's case by case.
Yes, it's case by case.
It is case by case. And I'm glad you brought that up, Richie, because now I want to talk about our cases. I want you guys to tell me a story or a situation when you either had to cut someone off, you were cut off, or you were on the verge of cutting someone off, but you were able to talk it out and reconcile the relationship.
Oh, I can go first. That's easy. I had to cut off persons.
Okay. Jade, why don't you go first, honey?
I've had to cut off. All right, so I've had male best friends that I had to cut off because I got married, and my husband had to say, yeah, you can't. You have to cut that off.
So that was new marriage? New marriage or the old marriage?
Both.
Okay. Continue. Sorry.
Both. Yes, both.
I think that's a giveaway, though.
Hey, listen, man.
And some of them who who wanted to pursue or was still trying to pursue, I cut them off. Yeah. Because you know I'm in something anyway. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
Listen. I think everything you said there is kind of right. Like, I think as a man,
Mm-hmm.
if my missus had a bunch of friends who either liked her or
Mm-hmm.
would, like, if for example, if she called them and said, me and my husband's going through some issues, they'd be on the door knocking with pizza and bottle of wine. Like, if that's the case, yeah, you ain't being friends with that person. Like,
Right.
when you're not being friends with that person. Like, anyone
but
who's
no,
ready
no.
to pounce on that, on any
Well,
sort of, like, weak crack in the wall. Nah. It just can't run. It just can't run. I don't mind my missus having male friends. That's fine. But any
okay.
sort of past sort of, like, he
Yeah.
liked you or something, whatever, I can't be dealing with that. Like,
I mean, I get that.
I'm too jealous, I guess, for that kind of stuff.
Past is past, and I'm happy that you can admit that you're jealous.
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
it. But the truth is, past is past. I wouldn't want to be friends with anybody who I have actually been married to, been with.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
just weird.
Yeah.
No, actually, one of my best friends, I was with him. But let's go on.
Oh, nah, we're gonna stay right here. Pull up.
Okay, sure. Okay.
So y'all still friends now?
Oh no! My current husband said, nope.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay, I feel like this is going a different way.
Let me.
But Richie, I feel like you need to say something. Do you have something to add?
Okay, well, there was a neighbor I had when I was 8, maybe 7, and we used to hang out all the time until we was probably around 15, 16, right? And then he had a fight with someone in the neighborhood. He had a fight with someone, and I was saying to him and his sisters, like, stop the fight, like, stop, like, get off the person, like, stop this nonsense. And they stopped. But because I said that, he didn't want to speak to me again. So he locked me off because I wasn't backing him. Yeah. I wasn't backing the other person either, but I just wasn't backing him. Yeah.
Right.
30 years later, yeah, I saw him, and this is no lie. I saw him 4 days ago for the first time. Yeah. Wow. I saw him at his dad's house. Like, he was just painting or something at his dad's house. I was like, and I saw him, and then it was so cool to see him. I heard he's been going through issues himself, with drugs and stuff like that. But I saw him. It was good to see him, but I hadn't seen him. Forget, like, wandering past him in the streets, where I just hadn't seen him at all for almost 30 years.
Wow.
Like, and that was the first time I saw him, and we was cool. It was all right. It was cool. Quick question for both of you. Have you ever had friends who have turned into enemies?
I had a close call. With that, and I wouldn't even say that we were going to be enemies. It was just, I think the friendship was just going to be over, but we were able to come back together, through help of others, but kind of bring us back to the table to have a discussion. And so I was able to understand why it's so important to acknowledge other people's feelings.
So at the beginning, it was kind of hypocritical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Because I was very against it. But then I was like, oh, well, this is what just happened to me.
Yeah.
So let me look at it from her point of view. And that's all it took. She, was very understanding, very forgiving. And, now we're back together, so to speak. She's not my girlfriend or whatever, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have one final question for you guys. What is the best lesson you've learned from a failed friendship?
Best lesson I've learned from a failed friendship?
Yes.
I don't know, if I'm honest. I think the thing is, a lot of friendships start when we're young, and teens, 20s, and whatnot. So yeah, I haven't learned anything about myself, if I'm honest, because, like I say, we get friendships when we're young, so naturally we mature. So I don't think there's anything that I did when I was younger that I still do, to a certain extent.
Okay.
I think I've just grown up, just grown up.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I think I've learned that I'm too caring. And I give a lot without even thinking of the consequences. I've also learned to protect my space and what comes into my space. And I've learned to also protect my mind. So I don't allow certain things if it's gonna bother me, or if it's going to, as I told my brother the other day, if it's going to affect me in a negative way and my space and my thoughts, I don't want it. That's what I've learned.
And for me, I would say that I have learned, I guess, not to expect too much from people. Like, I've learned to lower my expectations.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anything else, anyone?
No.
Well, thank you guys so much for making the time to, come out and have this conversation with me, a random nobody.
Oh, big up yourself.
Yeah,
sorry.
you're supposed to say thank you or you're welcome or shit. Like, don't y'all listen to the damn podcast? God damn. I gotta do everything around here.
I thought you was gonna say more stuff. Like
what?
I don't know.
Like
I don't
what?
know.
Like what, Richie?
I don't know. But yes.
Quick side note, guys, if you're ever on my podcast, please know what to do at the end. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that conversation. It was very refreshing to mull things over with these two. We always have a great time together, so I hope that you enjoyed it as well. As always, follow me on Instagram at Random Nobody Podcast, and on Twitter, I'm at Random Nobody, the number 1. You can send me an email at randomnobodypodcast@gmail.com and head over to my website and check it out as well, www.conversationswitharandomnobody.com. And there you can actually sign up for my email list where I keep you informed of all the happenings of the podcast. And guys, there are some happenings that are about to happen. So don't forget to sign up. Until next time, people, walk good. Translation, be safe.
Started from the bottom, look where we end up, on top like Pac, all lies on my blessings. No more worries, no more stressing. With every loss there comes a lesson. Lord, all I'm asking is protection. I wake up and count my blessings.